Okay, so hey guys, and hey myself. Today I'm gonna continue with the speaking 30 minutes, 30 minutes speaking practice. So let me open the Google Meet, and then then I'm gonna go to the I'm gonna go to the caption for me to have a better idea of it. Like, is it translate my pronunciation correct, or what should I do to improve my skills, or some stuff, some other stuff. Okay, so turn on caption, make it smaller, like this one. Take another one, make it some bigger. Actually, I don't need it. This one, and then go to the email, go to different view, go here, and go. Then I'm gonna go here. Make it bigger. Turn off this one. All right. Wait a sec. What is one? All right, that's good. Uh, so now I'm gonna continue with my presentation, which is about the grade 11 presentation about the Bolshevik Revolution. And to have a better idea of what I am having today, I'm gonna say that after I do this online presentation, I'm gonna talking with when I'm gonna recording myself in this one while I am doing and preparing like testing the music for making video. Alright, so let's do it. The Bolshevik, oh no, I have to introduce myself first. Okay, so hey guys, welcome to my presentation today. So in this presentation today, I'm gonna talk about the Bolshevik Revolution. So what is the Bolshevik Revolution? The Russian Revolution of 1917 was one of the most explosive events in the 20th century. Um, you the violent revolution marked the end of the Romanov dynasty. Oh, that's good. Romanov dynasty and centuries of Russian imperial rule. During the Russian Revolution, the Bolsheviks, led by leftist revolutionary Vladimir Lenin, seized, seized power and destroyed the tradition of Tsarist rule. Key people: Vladimir Lenin. Vladimir Lenin, also called Vladimir Ilyich Lenin, he was born on April 22, 1870 in Simbirsk, Russia, and died in January 21st in 1924. In Gorky, he was the father of the Russian Communist Party Bolsheviks, inspired and leader of the Bolshevik Revolution in 1917, and the architect, builder, and the first head of the Soviet state till 1924. He was the founder of the organization known as Comintern, Communist International, and the posthumous source of Leninism. The doctrine codified and controlled with Karl Marx works by Lenin's successor to form Marxism-Leninism, which became the communist worldview. Joseph Stalin, real name Georgian Isaac Duzugashvili, born on December 18, 1828 in Gori, Georgia, Russian Empire, and died in March 5, 1953 in Moscow, Russia, USSR. He was the Secretary General of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union from 1922 to 1953 and the Premier of the Soviet state from 1941 to 1953. He dictatorially ruled the Soviet Union for a quarter of a century and transformed and transformed it into a major world power. Leon Trotsky, Lev Davidovich Bronstein, better known as Leon Trotsky, was born November 7, 1879 and died in August 21, 1940. Leon Trotsky was a Russian revolutionary, political terrorist, and politician. Ideologically a communist, he developed a variant of Marxism known as Trotskyism. Trotsky joined the Bolshevik Party a few weeks before the October Revolution and became one of the leaders of the party. Once in government, Trotsky initially held the post of the Commissioner for Foreign Affairs and was involved in the Brest-Litovsk negotiations with Germany as Russia built out of World War I. Trotsky was more prominent from March 1918 to January 1925 as the leader of a Red Army in the post of Commissioner for Military and Naval Affairs. Trotsky was a vital leading figure in the Red victory of the Russian Civil War. He was one of the 7 members of the first Politburo. After the rise of Joseph Stalin, Trotsky was removed from his positions and eventually expelled from the Soviet Union in February 1929. He spent the rest of his life in exile and was assassinated in Mexico City by the Soviet NKVD agent. The Kordynka tragedy. On May 30th, 1896, a stampede in Moscow occurs during festivities following Nicholas II's coronation, as crowds worried that the supplies of free souvenirs would run out, rushed to the stores to get them. This resulted in the deaths of over 1,300 people. 1905 Revolution and Bloody Sunday. On January 22, 1905, known as Bloody Sunday, troops and police opened fire on a peaceful demonstration outside the Winter Palace and elsewhere in St. Petersburg, killing and injuring around 1,000 people. The liberal press blames Nicholas II. On October 30th, 1905, Tsar Nicholas II issues the October Manifesto, promising civil liberties such as freedom of speech and an elected parliament. As a result, restrictions are implemented on the absolute power of a Russian monarch, and a de facto constitution, the fundamental law of 1906, is issued. February Revolution. A series of public protests begin in Petrograd, which last for 8 days and eventually result in the abolition of the monarchy in Russia. The total number of killed and injured in clashes with police and government troops in Petrograd is estimated around 1,300 people. March 8, 1917. On International Women's Day, demonstrators and striking workers, many of whom are women, had to retreat to protest food shortages and the war. 2 days later, the strikes spread across Petrograd. On March 15, 1917, the Tsar Nicholas II abdicates and removes his son from the succession. The following day, Nicholas' brother, Mikhail, announces his refusal to accept the throne. A provisional government is formed to replace the Tsarist government, with Prince Lvov becoming the leader. June offensive and July days. On July 1st, 1917, Russian Minister of War Alexander Kerensky launches an offensive against Austria-Hungary forces in Galicia. Although the Russian effort is initially successful, the soldiers soon refuse to leave the trenches and fight due to low morale caused by the revolution. Soldiers calmly debate orders and encourage soldiers to disobey officers. Many soldiers return home to take part in redistribution of land. The offensive collapsed 4 days later, and Russian troops must respond to the Austrians and Germans' counter-offensive. July 16 and 220. The July days, a series of spontaneous armed anti-government demonstrations of industrial workers and soldiers. Beginning in Belgrade, Lvov resigns as the leader of the provincial government, with Alexander Kerensky taking over and crushing the demonstrations. In the same month, the death penalty is reintroduced, and women are granted the right to vote and hold office. Kerensky issues the arrest of Lenin, who goes into hiding. The printing office of the Bolshevik newspaper Pravda, the headquarters of the Bolshevik Central Committee, are raided with many Bolshevik leaders arrested. The party's uprising resulted in Soviets losing their control over the provisional government, signifying the end of the dual power situation. It is seen by many as the point of no return for the peaceful development of the revolution. The Kornilov affair of September 9, 1917, a failed coup by General Kornilov, commander of Russian army, takes place when he orders troops towards Petrograd to counter the threat of the Bolsheviks. Prime Minister Kerensky presents Kornilov's actions as an attempted right-wing coup. While the affair is short-lived, it secures power for the Bolsheviks among Petrograd's working classes, workers, and soldiers, and crushes the credibility of a coalition provisional government between socialists and liberals due to the chaos. Constitutional Democrats and Ivan Kerensky himself being implicated in the affair. October Revolution and the Brest-Litovsk Treaty. The Bolsheviks seized control of Belgrade on November 7, 1917. The Bolsheviks take control of the Winter Palace, the last remaining holdout of the provisional government, on November 8, 1917. The decrees on land proclaiming abolition of private property and the redistribution of land amongst the peasantry and peace, proposing an immediate withdrawal of Russian for the First World War, are issued by the new Bolshevik government. Subsequent workers' decrees outline measures for an 8-hour working day, minimum wage, and the running of factories. The death penalty is abolished once again on November 8, 1917. On March 3, 1918, Russia ends its participation in the First World War. Bolshevik Russia loses one-third of the old empire's population, one-third of its railway network, half its industry, 3/4 of its supplies of iron ore, 9 to 10 of its coal resources, and much of its food supplies. Okay, so here is my multimedia piece, which is about the total, to show you guys, to have a better look at the Russian Revolution. Because although my presentation it is good, but you guys may feel a little bit confused because of the timeline of those events. Like for example, like you can understand this and this and this, but there are much more events on those than that. Like you have to, you have to watch this video to have a better idea, like how many events that it had, how many events that it had happened to go to in the revolution. Because for those events that I've talked, it is just the main events, and there are, some, it's not like the main, but it's like the sub-main. Like it's not as important as the main thing, but it is. If you miss that, like the audience cannot understand what you are saying. Like that's my meaning. Okay, so after I show the audience, you guys watching the video, so I'm going to the last slide, which is the citation slide. And in this slide, it's gonna show you guys about where did I take those information from? Is it from a book, from a website? If it is a website, so what website is it? Where is it? And the day accessed, like the day when when this people or this person they publishes those information to their site, to the website, and then I'm gonna go there to check it. They have to add the credit of the author, and I think that's pretty much. Oh, and the article of that post. Okay, so I think that is the end of my speaking for today. Okay, that is pretty good, and because I don't have too much time, so I'm gonna talking this during while I'm testing my video for making YouTube video in this weekend, because it really hard stuff that I have to focus on. That's what I'm having now. Right, so I have this one right here. I have this one right here. I have this one right here. Right, just in case, I'm gonna just download all of them to to just have a quick test. I believe so. Alright, so I'm gonna go here. Let's just move to another one. Press in here. Alright, that's good. So click on it, click on this one. Then I'm gonna, this is, I don't know how you have to call this. This is the Downwords.com or some stuff like that. And this is the app, like the website, for downloading the video from YouTube. You can choose the audio format or you can choose the video format. There are a lot of stuff to choose in here. It is way easier and better than this one. How can I call it? YouTube by downloader, because YouTube by downloader you can just download the video and then you cannot choose the and you cannot choose the audio format. And then I really like this one. So next I'm gonna move with this one, tap DJ Goza or some stuff like that. I just do all of them and then post to YouTube to my. It's not my main YouTube channel. It is my this is not my main YouTube channel. Then I'm gonna post to here to start to test the copyright. If it is perfect or if it is good, so I'm gonna start to do the work. I'm gonna start to do it. So I'm gonna start do the work. I wanna do it like perfectly, professionally, without worrying about the copyright. But if it show the if it shows me but if it shows me the but if it show me but if it shows me but if it shows me the copyright, so I have to take it off, like take the song out of my list. That's pretty good. Wait a second, tap body change and stuff like that. Okay, go here. It's a very good stuff, Alright, so just do it, bro. Actually, I can do the 7, some stuff like that. I think I can do that. I can do that 7 stuff. Maybe I'm gonna do it later if I have time, because this is a really important thing for me to rise my channel, to grow my channel. Because this morning I heard my friend, and my friend said that I did spend more than 8 hours just editing the live video. He said that, what, you know what he say? You know what he said to me? He said that you can spend that 8 hours or more than that 8 hours for doing the part-time job, instead of doing the part-time job, instead of spend our time on making YouTube video with a low view and with no money. Actually, it science that affect me a little bit. Like, I didn't think about that, but when I think about the reason why I started my YouTube channel at the very beginning. Oh, so what did I say? I forgot it, but never mind. Just get back to my work. Okay, so now I have this one. Good. So the Fat Rat series. Alright, so for the Fat Rat series, so I think that I did it because my nephew, no, my child, my relative, he goes in my room, and I don't want him to hear my process of speaking English, so I just post the post 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 the recording, post then I post the recording, so that's okay. So I did, continue with it. So that is a really good part on it. So now I'm done with, I'm gonna take this note and I'm gonna open Camtasia 9. Camtasia 9. And then the Camtasia is a great program to editing video, but I have After Effects, so I hardly use Camtasia. I did use it a lot at the beginning, but now I still use it, but just sometimes. So now I'm gonna go to download. It's good. Have a double check on this one. Netflix num. Alright. Then Kemi Berlin something. Alright. Then the next one is Ankidote, some stuff like that. Ankidote. And the next one is gonna be Tapadiche. Good. And so the next one is gonna be 2, 3, 4. Amazing. Amazing. Wait, where is it? Carbon. Amazing, something like that. Here this song, and then and this one I'm gonna move to old something here, and then the default Rust service. Right, so origin, rebuy, lower, and rectify. So uh, origin, lower, and rectify. Origin, lower, rectify. Then I'm gonna use my image, which is verify that we're certified now. Here, 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 here. Put over here, make it bigger. Scroll like this. Smaller. Scroll like this. Okay. After that, I'm gonna just extract this file. I'm gonna have a double check on it again. Name field, Permi, Auto Tapper, Cali, boom, amazing. OMG, the file, sorry, that's good. Isn't it? So now I'm gonna just export the file. Alright, yeah. I'm gonna use this query for it. Finish. Alright, so now my project it is rendering. So I'm gonna have a few more minutes for me to do, but I cannot just do the offline presentation, which is the paper presentation, because it takes more than 4 or 5 minutes. It's gonna be about 7 to 8 minutes. So that's a pretty hard thing, but I don't think that it's gonna work, because you know what, it's rendering it is rendering too slow. Something that I have time for my paper presentation. All right, check it out. Where are you now? Hey, where's that? So it should be here. It should be here, okay? It should be here, okay? It's here. It's here. Alright, so let's start it. I don't have to tell you guys about this before again, right? So they say the paper stuff about the grade 10 presentation. Okay, so God created for us a beautiful place to live. However, by the time the beautiful place was destroyed by our actions, Albert Einstein said that look deep into nature and then you will understand everything better. Our planet is in trouble pretty much everywhere you look today. You will hear or see something reminding you that our planet's health is failing. If our planet was a person, it would be about time to buy the burial plot and write out the last will and testament. As everyone knows, we throw 1 million tons of garbage a day. However, just 32% of them were recycled or reused. Furthermore, millions of forest areas are cut down for building factories or residential areas. Because of human activities such as burning fossil fuels, oil, gas, coal, and other emissions, those factors have extensive impact to the atmosphere and lead to global warming and pollution. Global warming will probably have influences not only on animals, plants, but also on humans in the future if we continue to destroy. Firstly, the effect on wildlife that is caused by global warming is habitat disruption. Habitat disruption are often due to changes in temperature and water availability. This affects the native vegetation and the animals that feed on it. Also, wildlife's life cycles are shifted because of the greenhouse effect. To illustrate, many birds have overturned the timing of long-haul migratory and reproductive routines to better sign up with the warming climate. Next, global warming will probably have effects on the growth of plants. However, declining plant growth will destroy forests and dramatically change the habitat that are necessary for many species to survive. And if conditions get bad enough, forests could produce carbon instead of removing it from the atmosphere, exacerbating the root cause of climate change. Finally, greenhouse effect alters the quality and the quantity of the water. Drinking water, irrigation, power plants affected by erratic rainfall and increased evaporation. The rise of the rain leads to flooding more often and human daily life will be influenced a lot. In addition, more and more diseases will appear and human health will be decreased. Also, the population has a big effect on destroying our health. For instance, thousands of Cameroon children under 5 years old contract diarrhea and cholera, two waterborne diseases that are leading cause of death because of the water pollution. Additionally, crops, young trees, and other plants are killed by evolution. Also, 4,000 people were killed in London in 1952 because of the pollution, and this is one of the terrible events in England. Faced with the concern what the Canadian government in particular and elsewhere in general doing to cope with this problem. The Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced that there will be a federal system in place in Ontario, New Brunswick, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan in 2019. Households will receive a climate action incentive which will give more families more than they pay under the new system. Funds will also be given. Funds. 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 Funds will also be given to the provinces, cities, schools, hospitals, businesses, and indigenous communities too. For example, help them become more energy efficient and reduce emissions, helping Canadians to save even more money and improve our local economies. Also, Canadian governments are investing in Canadian companies that are on the forefront of the clean technologies and are working with provinces, territories, and municipalities to provide Canadians with more energy and energy options. In addition to Canada, a number of other countries have invested heavily in renewable energy, including Chile, Netherlands, Ireland, and many European countries that have made significant progress in reducing the emissions. Specifically, the population of Netherlands is about 17 million. However, they manufacture 22 million bicycles to combat uh, global warming and pollution. Chile became the first South American country to enact a total ban of commercial use of plastic bags. In Ireland, the sale of cars using fossil fuels to be banned by 2030. Each government of the country is putting an abundance of effort in these problems. So what can we, the average citizen, do to aid the environment? Firstly, we can use energy wisely. Maybe you don't know. Canada is the top per capita energy consumer in the world. By becoming more energy efficient, you not only pollute less but save money too. And the second one is green your commute. You can do that by taking public chances, ride a bike, or advocate for lanes in your community, etc. Third, you can focus on life's simple pleasures, spending time with spending time in nature, being with loved ones, making a difference to others, provides more purpose, belonging, and happiness by buying and consuming. Sharing, making, fixing, upcycling, repurposing, and composting are all good places to start. And you know what? There are lots of groups in Canada, such as Greenpeace, Living Ocean Society, Davis Foundation, Green Party of Canada, and lots more exists in Canada, which is trying to save life in particular and the earth in general. They propagate and mobilize people with short slogans like "Caring for Earth is not a hippie thing. It is a survival thing. Our environment is life. Pollution is death. Pollution is death. Pollution is death. Pollution is death. Death. The death. Pollution is death. Oh my god. Okay, so pollution is death. 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 That's what I need for this one. That's what I need for this one. So it is a really good stuff to start with, and I believe it. I can improve my, how can I say that? I can improve my speaking skill, or I can improve my speaking skills, and I can try more. I can have more achievement in the future if I continue to do, and if I continue to do this. And because I'm waiting for the Camtasia to render my video, so I think it's gonna be 15 minutes from now. Then I'm gonna use like this 15 minutes to talk about some stuff I want to talk, like the essay, the online presentation, or whatever it is. Alright, so how about reading the book, or finding some stuff in my binder to read it. Let me try it if there any stuff for me to do that. Wait a minute. Actually yes. I have some essay that I've wrote about 1 year ago for submitting. Actually, the first time I thought that I just write for improving my skill, but Taeyong Mr. Brock, he put me out of the ESL class and put me straight to the regular English class. So that is a really good thing that I'm gonna. So that's a really good thing that I'm gonna, so that's a pretty good thing that I'm gonna, how can I say that? I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna find that if I can do that. So it's looking. If I can't, So this is a really bad stuff for me. Alright, so where are you now? So where are you now, bro? Alright, I thought I put it in my computer work, some stuff like that. Alright, so now I'm gonna open the work. Hopefully I can find it. So it's gonna be here. It's gonna be here, right? Yeah, this is what I need. Actually, I did have one stuff about this one. I told you this one, bro. You don't believe me. This one, bro. You don't believe me. Alright, so those just some stuff that and I think this is the better one of it. With your opinion. Sorry, this one. 12 months long. I'm not pretty sure. Uniform policy, agree or disagree. And for essays, it is 3. I believe so. So this one is uniform policy. This one is part-time job without money. This one is 12 months long. For some subject. Wait, I did send him for essay. Let me check it. It's gonna be send me here. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, 4. Actually, it is 4. Okay, so I have time, right? So just spend time on the work. I believe I can do that. Make it bigger, like this. Put symbol over here. Put the render over here. Make it bigger like this. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now I'm gonna choose this one. So this is my those for papers is my for papers okay, so those for papers is about the essay that I've written in the previous year in the previous year. I'm gonna read the essay again because I have time. I'm waiting for the Camtasia to render my video. Okay, so now I'm first gonna start with this essay. Topic: some people said that teenagers should work part-time and earn money. This way, they will learn basic lessons about work and become more disciplined. Disciplined. That's okay. Others argue, others argue that teenagers shouldn't sacrifice their rest and after-school activities to work. Because both views and give your opinion. Nowadays, it is commonly believed that teenagers should work outside after school. However, several people hold that this option is not worth, worthwhile, worth, worth, worthwhile, is not worthwhile, is not worthwhile. This essay will discuss the positive effects and the drawbacks of working part-time after school and give my opinion. First of all, doing part-time job will probably have the youth gain practical experience related to their future career. They will know how to deal with the trouble that they may not exist during the time they study at school if they choose to do the part-time job in their free time after school or on holidays. Specifically, adolescents can acquire more information about the career that they want to follow. Besides, they can change their dreams while they're working in their free time. Thus, this helps them a lot with finding exactly the information that they want to know to help them find out new things and as well as enrich their lives. Furthermore, teenagers can build their soft skills up and become more disciplined, disciplined, disciplined. So it's gonna be disciplined. Oh, dis- disciplined, 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 disciplined. Alright, that's okay. Furthermore, teenagers can build their soft skills up and become more disciplined. For instance, if they have to follow the rules of the workplace, they will have not inconsiderable effects to their characteristics. Moreover, the soft skills are strengthened, strengthened because during the time of work, they can develop and acquire new skills that will come in handy when they embark on a career. On the other hand, working part-time at the expense of e- 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 extracurricular activities and rest is not without criticism. Students may not be able to concentrate on their studies or hang out with friends as a means of stress relief. If they work too much and fail to take care of themselves, they will be injurious to their mental health well-being, to their mental well-being. In conclusion, part-time working part-time provides youngsters with ample opportunities for exploring new experience, learning discipline, developing new skills. Nonetheless, in light of its negative consequences pertaining to the health, I am convinced that I am convinced that it should work, but in moderation. All right. So the first one, okay, to move to the second one. Let's see the good. That is the good stuff. Some people think that because some children find some subjects such as mathematics and philosophy difficult, they ought to be optional instead of compulsory. Do you agree or disagree? Do you agree or disagree? Nowadays, it has been proposed uh, that some hard subjects like mathematics and philosophy should be optional. However, several people hold that they should be obligated. This essay will discuss the benefits and the drawbacks of making these subjects elective and give my opinion. First of all, this modification in the curriculum gives adolescents more time for extracurricular activities, which help enhance their mental well-being. Specifically, the youth can spend more quality time on sports or clubs if they do not choose hard subjects, thus strengthening s- s- strengthen strengthening the strengthening mental health is the reason that schools should give permission for students to pick subjects of their interest. Next, students can alleviate the tension because there will be less pressure on them to illustrate. Teenagers don't have to learn difficult subjects. That means fewer examinations they will have to sit. On the other hand, children will lose some benefits if difficult subjects are not obligate, obligatory. The youth cannot practice their logical thinking and brainstorming freely without a hand for mathematics or philosophy. For instance, youngsters are unlikely to form their own timetable perfectly without taking mathematics, or they find it hard to be patient in doing extensive research in preparation for speech, essay, etc. without taking philosophy. In conclusion, in light of its consequences pertaining to adolescents' cognitive development, I am convinced that difficult subjects should be made optional, but children should be encouraged to take them. So, cognitive relating to cognition. They must not consider the mental action or progress of acquiring information and understanding to throughout, throughout experience and the senses. Count now a perception, a sense, a sensation, idea, or institution resulting from the process of cognition. Alright, so it's like the process of development, the development process. So the second one. Alright, still 59%, so I have time, so I have more time. So let's begin with this one. This is a paper. This is the really first paper. I'm not sure. This is the first paper. This is like the second paper that I've sent him. Nowadays, it is commonly believed that all high schools should implement a uniform policy. However, several people think that it has bad impact on students. If uniform is obligatory, high schools will have to be concerned about their choice of clothing to school. Besides, the cost of the uniform is cheaper. Most importantly, uniforms can manifest the quality of students. To begin, students don't have to make a decision on what they should wear in the morning. To illustrate, students have to take into account which type of clothes is allowed in schools and which one is not. Additionally, school uniform is an easier choice for students in the morning. They can know exactly what they are expected to wear before they leave for school instead of worrying about what outfits to put on. Thus, wearing uniform helps students avoid the dilemma and save more time in the morning. Next, uniforms always have lower cost than other clothes, and students only spend less effort for one item. For instance, if you have to spend 2 days or more in order to go to the shop to choose clothes or for school without uniform policy, if they were studying in high schools that have a uniform policy, less time will be spent on that. Furthermore, the price of uniform are lower so they can save money, time conserving, and strictness are the reasons that high schools should implement a uniform policy. Finally, students will probably feel equal if they wear uniform. For example, high schoolers will be distracted from their studies as they try to compare the prices, brands, and quality of the clothes with their peers. And discrimination against Students with a poor background will be inevitable. This is one of the factors that has placed students under pressure and has created negative peer influence on their behavior. Feeling inferior and has dire consequences. I'm so sleepy. I'm so sleepy. Not only them, that has dire consequences not only on their mental health, but also the mood at school. Okay, so I'm so sleepy, you know. I have to wait for this app to render the file. So this one, it is, uh, I don't know how to call this. So that is the essay. Um, for so this is the essay. Um, for what? 5 minutes. Um, what is it? It's gonna be 8 minutes. So 8 times 10, 80 minutes. Of course, but it's gonna be 80 minutes. It's not that much. I can still wait for that. Wait for it. It's not too much time. Okay, so let's start it. Topic: should the school year be 12 months long? Nowadays, it is commonly believed that school shouldn't be year round. Otherwise, several people suggest that it would be more beneficial for students to extend the existing school year to 12 months. If school become year-round, students will an interest in studying. Also, year-round school has an impact on the teachers. Most importantly, students will probably stressed about studying 12 months of school. It is also we discuss the drawbacks of the year-round school. To begin, there will be less time for students' personal activities. If school is 12 months long, for example, since they have no vacation, they cannot spend their time on their hobbies like playing guitar, drawing, dancing. Furthermore, students won't be able to travel with their family on holidays because of their school timetable. If they have to study without any relaxing time for a long time, they will lose interest in learning. Next, year-round school also impact on teachers. For instance, they won't have enough time for preparing lessons or grading students' homework and assignments and assignments because of the year-round school. Because besides, they will be exhausted if they have to prepare for lessons 12 months a year. Also, the teachers cannot spend their time on other activities such as visiting their parents or spending quality time with their families, affecting their mental well-being and eventually their teaching performance. Finally, students will become stressed because of the year-round school. To illustrate, they won't have any holidays, which means students cannot go anywhere in order to relieve stress. Longer school year means that there will be more quizzes and exams, so they have to practice a lot before each quiz or exam. Specifically, if a quiz or exam is a presentation or any essay, they need to do extensive research and put in abundance of effort in training before the quiz or exam start. That places students under an inactive mix of pressures with little stress. Thus, thus, students need a break, which means school shouldn't be 12 months long. In conclusion, a year at school will have bad impact on both students and teachers. It will cause exhaustion and stress, leaving them with no time for other duties. Thus, the school year shouldn't be 12 months long. From my perspective, I completely disagree with this statement. Alright, so I'm done with those work. Let's say 1 hour for now. 1 hour, just speak without stopping. That's pretty much for me. That's it's not pretty much anymore. And now I'm waiting for the Camtasia to render my video. And because I've done 4 essay online and offline presentation, so now I'm gonna have free time. Then I'm gonna just close my eye and talk non-stop about anything I can think. I could think about it in this time. Okay, so what should I wake up for tomorrow? If for tomorrow, I think that's wake up at 6. 6. It must be that because now it's nearly 11, so I have to get up at 6. So it's gonna be 7 hours. That's good. Then have breakfast, have something to eat, and then it's gonna be around 6:30, maybe 7. Go back to my room. Maybe I'm gonna have some speaking practice. I think maybe have a 10-minute speaking first, and then after that, and then after that, what should I do? After that, do the essay or answer your question. Wait, what is the due date of the computer science question? The due date. Let me check it. It's worried that the due date it is worried the due date it is this Sunday. So I'm gonna post it on YouTube for tomorrow to have a quick test on it. Okay, so here, assignments. Go to the quiz. Where is it? Where are you now? Right now? It's gonna be on November 1. So that's a lot of time, but I want to finish it before it. So I'm gonna have more time for my stuff, more time for editing video, more time for finding materials to make video, some stuff like that. Okay, so I think that I'm pretty tired for now. I believe so. That I'm gonna have a quick. What should I talk about now? Drinking water, essay, and all of them. So I just backed up my essay, my work. I should put it back over here. Is it good? Wait, is it the yellow one? This one. So put those back in the pile. Just put it on the pile. This is it. Now I'm holders. The document holder. Yeah, document holder. It's not divider, it's document holder. Alright, so put it back over here. Then put it back to my bag. Actually, now to my bag. My bag. My bag. My bag. My bag. My bag. I don't know why, like the word that I want to say it is B-A-G. But why it show me B-A-G, but why it show me B-A-C-K. I don't know why. NKVD. 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 QMNOP. I'm so exhausted. I want to sleep. I'm so exhausted. I'm so exhausted that I just want to just let fly out. Exhausted, not excited, bro. Exhausted. Yeah, I am exhausted. It's not excited. Okay, so I just lie here for a couple minutes and then I'm gonna end the video for today. Actually, the time is 30 minutes, but because I have to wait for my Camtasia Studio to render the file, so it's gonna go, so it goes up to more than 1 hour. It is a really good chance for me to speak without stopping for 1 hour, but I don't want to do this in the evening because I have to sleep. But I feel really sleepy for now. But I have to wake up, back up, get up again, do that, do it without stopping, and then let's check the notification. Alright, that's good. Have no notifications in here. Alright, so okay, bye guys. Today is the end of the video. Like gonna be about 8%, so I'm gonna turn off the video and then go out there to brush my teeth and then go back. So it's gonna finish this one. Alright, bye. Alright, bye. So turn off this caption and a video.